So for a while, because Europe is cheaper in the winter and hospitality is slower in the winter, I would go to Europe in January and February usually, because I could swing it monetarily and I could get the days off. And so Barolo was a big one for me. I went to Piedmont for a few days and just like, I remember seeing, I tend to hike the wine regions. There's always got to be a trail because you've got mountains and woods pretty much in every wine region. And so not only just going and visiting producers, but I find it really important to do some other activity, and my preference is hiking. And so I did a hike around Barolo, and like I saw the Busia vineyard from the hike, and I could see the aspects, and I walked some vineyards. Hopefully nobody was mad at me for doing that because they're not my vineyards. But like once you walk the vineyard and you like see the sun rising, you're like, oh, southeast facing and south facing makes sense. This is where this is. Like it tracks in your brain. Same thing with like Germany, because Germany was always most difficult for me because I speak Spanish and French, so those come a little bit more easily. And German is not a language I know, so it's more difficult to put in my head. And you know, again, hiking, I hiked the Taunus Mountains and I could like see where the Rhine River was and understand like the Berg vineyards because it's so steep. And I like literally was doing this hike and I round a corner and there's like Aspenhausen. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, you know, it's like, that makes sense. I can see where that town actually is. And so when you've done those sorts of things, they're actual memories. And so that's what, like, it's not necessarily a memorization thing. It's like, I was physically there, I can remember where it is. So it's not like, oh, that was a name on a book and I had to memorize that piece of information. It was physically something I can recall. So totally different.